You're listening to Empire of Rust, the world's first and only Transformers RPG podcast. Join the heroes of Iacon as they defend Cybertronian civilization from the remnants of Cybertron First to Lord Starscream's egotistical leadership, and beyond to the unknown threats on the other side of distant stars.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Empire of Rust, the first and greatest Transformers RPG podcast. Guess what time of year it is? Matt, go and guess.
What? Winter. Yeah.
Thanksgiving?
So close.
We're post-Thanksgiving, right?
Hanukkah.
It's Christmas time. Damn it, I'm trying to help you out.
I thought that was the next one.
No, that's this one. The next one is January 2nd.
That's not what it said in the thing.
Don't you know what time of year it is, Pat?
Clearly not.
So yeah, we got Christmas coming up in a week. Everyone excited?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my classes are almost done or are done. Almost done.
I hope they're done. You have Christmas in a week. If you're still doing finals now, that's a rough time.
I mean, it usually goes until about the 21st, I think.
Oof, man.
Doesn't it?
That is rough.
Thought?
Well, you've only got a few more days left then.
That's true. That's the gift. Not having to do anything for 2 weeks.
I remember when I was in college, we ended, I think, around like December 5th or 6th or something. We never had this like finals all the way till the 20th. We also didn't start until like what? September 10th or something?
Oh, see, I was always September 1st.
So I wanted to ask all of you a question. Let's pretend for a moment that you're a kid again. Maybe 8, 9, 10 years old.
Hard stretch.
Not following you.
What would you want for Christmas? Adam, we're going to start with you because, of course, you know exactly what you want for Christmas, don't you? If you were a kid again, what would you want? Would you want some like D&D stuff, or is that like just passé for you? Is that old people shit?
We're talking like preteens, likely.
Yeah.
I would say probably not, because I didn't really get into D&D until I was a teenager, a few years in fact. I would say kid, probably Legos.
Timeless.
Because Legos today are so varied. You know all the shit I could build with Legos today if I put my mind to it? And if I had them then, we're talking Legoland will have nothing on me.
What Lego kits did you have when you were a kid?
I started off with some of the basic space sets with the generic spacemen that had the like shuttle shaped ship kind of like flying around the planet as their uniform. And I like them because a lot of the sets had a blue and gray theme. So you got a lot of those bricks. So you get a few of those sets together with unified colors and you could make some pretty big stuff. And I did. I made some fantastic spaceships from Legos, well before I was making starships with Starfinder.
I had a Megacore magnetizer. That was my favorite when I was a kid.
Megacore magnetizer is?
It was this big, it had 6 huge, big Bigfoot wheels, and it had all these magnets on it, and it had a crane, and it had little ships inside of it, and you could use the crane to actually connect to the magnets on the other ships and move it around. I mean, I was probably...
This was real Lego,
10.
Or was this?
This is a real Lego thing. I could put it in the Discord if you're really curious.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. Yeah, because when I think of the Legos, the Lego sets with magnets, I'm remembering the somewhat old but newer M-Tron sets that were spaceships with magnets, which were kind of a neat concept.
Was it related to Technic or?
No,
I was like the Technic ones.
I remember robotics. Robotics, dun, dun, dun,
Yeah, I always wanted that so bad.
What about you, Matt? Are you going to pick Legos for if you were a kid today?
I'm trying to think of the mindset I was in back at that age, and then.
But you said now. Stuff. You said our minds now, but just effectively being allowed to play with stuff, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's just me then.
like what would you be playing with if you had no responsibilities? Like,
Yeah, pretty much. I can see that exact thing going down.
Well, I'm not sure how this fits in, but I mean, I was big into computers back then too, and I was always trying to find like something more interesting. And they actually have something I'd love to get into. It's called the Mega 65, which is like a modernized version of the C64, Commodore 64.
Oh, okay.
Huh. All right.
It's like compatible with the Commodore 64, but it's a lot faster and it's got some modern connections. It's like sort of like what the C64 would be if it was a modern PC. I've never did much stuff with the Commodore back when I was a kid, but I always wanted to have one. So, and that was back before like the PC versus everything else decision had not been made yet. Some people said like it would be Amiga, it would be Macintosh.
All right.
That didn't age well.
Mike, what about you? What would you pick?
Probably something video game related.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
I don't have any time for that lately.
No?
I have so many games.
Oh, I see. But yeah, I can get behind that, Mike. Like, I think I would probably pick something like a Steam Deck or something nowadays, just because.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like being able to play all of your Steam games on the go. Ooh, that's a good solid choice. Yeah, it does.
You wouldn't pick Transformers, Mike. I thought that would have been a gimme.
Yeah, it was a gimme. It was obvious. Of course, no matter what age I am or when I have Christmas, I'm going to have Transformers. So I will say this.
You might as well ask him if he's going to stop breathing. I mean,
the first Transformer I got, I was too young to actually remember it. So I've had Transformers literally as long as I can remember.
Wow.
Yep.
That is both impressive and sad.
Yep. Yes, it is. Well, my first one, if I remember right, it was either a G1 Wheeljack or a G1 Kickback. And I don't remember which one it was. Which would have been 1984. I would have been 3 years old, so there's no way I'm remembering it.
My earliest ones were like either Grimlock, Optimus Prime, or Shockwave. I think was my earliest three.
No bad way to start with those.
Yeah, they were awesome.
All good choices.
Grimlock had like the sparks that came out of his chest. It was awesome.
So what about you, Pat? What would you pick for a gift if you're a kid again?
I mean, I'm a video game person when I have time. Like I've been wanting to play Horizon Forbidden West like so hard, and the discipline that I am utilizing in order to not and actually focus on school is like I'm proud of myself.
Hey, few days, got that bad boy open.
But a PS5 version of that I think would be pretty sweet. Like I'm sure that if I was actually invested in the culture of that age, like my mind, but actually giving a shit about now, something like a Switch would probably be very appealing, just because that's pretty pretty everything.
I do love my Switch. It is one of the best console systems that I picked up.
I didn't know about the not Twitch, the Steam thing that you were just talking about. That's awesome. Like I have so many games that I just don't have time to play, and if I had that, I probably could.
But yeah, a Steam Deck is something I would certainly love to get. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Because like you said, Pat, there's like a ton of games. I think we all have a ton of games on our Steam that's just, no time to play it.
I have 40 that I've never even installed just because, Actually, I just started checking out Scorn. Scorn just came out.
Looks I saw that.
Creepy as hell.
There goes that discipline, right?
Yeah. Oh, no. I mean, I'm at the stage now where I'm like, I'm not buying any new games, even if they're on sale, because like I've got a queue 40 long, and that's not including the new God of War that's coming out and Horizon Forbidden West. And I still haven't played Skyrim. Like, are you kidding? Like,
a Q40 games. What an amateur.
Last night it was like Daedalic Entertainment had like notable artist games or something like that, like 68 cents for like 8. You know, it's like almost like it doesn't even matter what they are. You know,
Humble Bundle gets you in so much trouble with that too. Oh, cheap, and you get a ton of them.
Some of those are on my wish list. Yeah,
How can you afford to keep buying these games? How can I afford not to?
Yeah.
Actually, wouldn't mind having a more modern computer that I can actually play modern Steam games on. Cause my laptop's ancient, so that would be my.
I was going to say, like, your computer is so old. It's like one of those instruments where you have to like blow on it yourself to kind of create the power. You know,
to make sure that the hamster doesn't die. You know,
right.
Powered by bagpipes.
Good luck finding a video card nowadays.
Well,
they're more available now.
Yeah, still super expensive though.
Sure.
Yeah, something
but
like
you can find them now at least.
Yeah, the $600 video cards are right there.
Well, I went to get my replacement car, and the first guy I ran into was so excited because he had a new car to sell. I think it was like the only one they had in the entire lot was only new car.
Damn.
Because they can't get new cars anywhere.
Speaking of new cars,
Zoom zoom.
So picture this like the opening of a movie here. The sun crests the horizon of the superheated planet. We cut to the enormous tracks of Navitas, and we see debris falling from the rusted and cracked components that should have been replaced years ago, shaking the very foundation of the city. As the pitted gears spin, we fade to a different spinning wheel, a brand new white wall rubber tire gripping the asphalt of Delta. And in slow motion, we see the words King of the Road sculpted on the sides. We zoom out from the wheel and see Sweet Spot racing up behind the trailing thug, resplendent in a new red and white pinstripe paint job. He transforms and flips forward, landing hard on the racer's tail. The impact flips him over, sends him flying while Sweet Spot transforms, landing on the road and rockets forward. One down. Roll for initiative.
yeah.
Oh, that's a good way to start.
And you'll notice that I just moved all of you onto a new map. All right, let's go through this then. What do we got for initiative here? Starting with Pat. What do you got?
25.
Ooh, that is solid.
Yeah, I rolled a 19. So.
And Magnum.
10.
That's typical. All right. Mike, what about you?
24.1.
24.1. Oh, not, wow, Carapace is going before you. Damn. All right. And Adam, give us both of your initiatives.
Both?
Sweet Spot and Denizen.
Oh, right. I forgot she was here.
When you're playing with Monte Carlo.
It's only been 2 minutes. He couldn't hold out that long.
She's already dead to him.
I'm just acting the way everyone else is. We have a 24.15 for Sweet Spot, and we also have a 13.01 for Dennis.
But Wild Strike type 0.05.
And he didn't beat Carapace. That's unusual. This is your premiere, your re-premiere Sweet Spot. How could you let Carapace go first?
That's exactly how. I let him.
All right.
I could sense him coming.
So we have something a little bit unusual for you guys today. We are going to do some vehicle chase combat. Vehicle chases are a tiny bit different than typical combat. They are instead of just going like space by space on the grid, you have a series of zones that your vehicles are in. Right now, the transport truck has all of you in it, with 2 of the racers or 2 of the thugs that are coming after you in the same zone as you. And as you can see on the map, there's 2 zones in front, 2 zones behind. If a vehicle would fall out of those zones, then they are considered either past the scope of the chase, or they have fallen behind. You have a couple of options. As you are going through the chase, you can try to keep pace with the rest of the combatants here, or you can try to slow down or speed up. Each one is going to give you some various mechanical advantages to the round. You also have the option of trying to break free. Break free, it means you get away from whatever vehicle is currently engaging with you, and you can attempt to kind of do that to start breaking free of the chase. And you can also try a trick, which will let you impose some penalties on the opponents in the zones behind you. I say there are some penalties because based on your positions in that zone, you will either get advantages or disadvantages based on the positions. So if you are ahead of an enemy, then you are able to get a +2 to all piloting checks and attack rolls for the ones behind you. And the last thing on it is that the initiative works a little bit differently with vehicle chases. So we're going to run initiative first for all of the vehicle actions. And in this case, whoever goes first in the vehicle has the option of going last on the vehicle actions. That way you have the opportunity to react to what other characters are doing. Now, at the moment, no one is technically in control of your vehicle. It has an autopilot, which is fine for right now. You know, it's going down the highway with no problems. If someone attacks the truck, then it'll try to avoid the attack. You know, it's got some basic intelligence to it, but it's not a transformer. It doesn't have intelligence behind it. So if one of you wants to go ahead and jump into the pilot seat, I will allow you to do that now before we actually start doing any real combat. Otherwise, it's going to continue doing what it's doing. Would anyone like to jump in to pilot the vehicle? I take your silence as a no. All right.
I'm not qualified, and I'm better at other things.
Well, maybe it'd be fun, though. You can do things like swerve side to side.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, you can completely Beverly Hills Cop this shit.
All right. I'm taking the wheel, man.
That's not going to stop.
But this is what you do, man.
I suddenly don't want to be behind you.
This is your bag, baby.
All right, Magnum, you are jumping into the pilot seat. Let's see here. So,
if I separate, can I connect my device form or my building form to the controls and Pythagoras do other things, or am I going to have to stick in humanoid form for now to be able to control this thing?
I will say yes, you can. But I am also going to say that it wasn't really meant to happen that way, so I am going to give you a penalty because you literally have like no eyes on the road. you're navigating by sensors alone. It's like trying to drive by radar.
Well, I'm not going to separate right now, but I'm just curious my options.
Okay. So. You do have the option, but like I said, I will impose a penalty for it.
Let him do it. It's the only time he will ever be able to be a building in motion.
Look, Mom, I'm an RV.
All right.
A building at rest cannot be stopped.
All right, so we're taking care of the piloting actions first, which means that Sweet Spot, you have your first chance to do something this adventure. Don't forget that as a vehicle, you do have the option of taking 2 piloting actions just at a -4 to your piloting check. So a quick review as to what actions you can take. You can attempt to break free if you're engaged with someone, which you are currently not. You can engage another vehicle that's in the same zone as you. There are 2 vehicles in the same zone with you. You can evade, which will give you a boost to your AC, but still let you move. You can keep pace. You can slow down. You can try to speed up. Or you can do a trick, which will give a penalty to the people behind you. I don't recommend that because there's currently no one behind you. And if you want to take 2 of those maneuvers, you can, but your piloting check will be at a -4.
Like that's going to affect me much? Sorry. Like that's going to affect me much? It's already starting. It's already starting. So all of the cars that are visible here, 2 in my zone, 3 in the zone ahead of me, and 2 more in the zone with the big truck. Those are all enemy vehicles?
That is correct. And you can even see that all of them have bots riding on top of them.
All but the one to our right.
Correct. That one did jump in.
Oh, so we got Transformers riding Transformers here.
It's like a Junkion situation. We got a Junkion situation here, guys.
Some hot Transformer on Transformer action.
Get out of my head. All right, I think I'm going to start off by being bold. I will take a double maneuver. I realize that has a -4 to each of the checks. The first maneuver I'm going to do is a speed up. And then the second maneuver I am going to do will be to engage, let's say, this vehicle right here on the right, if I am able to speed up.
Sounds good to me. Piloting check.
I got a 34, -4 would be a 30 for that check. I believe that's most likely going to take care of the speed up action, which, according to the book, is a DC 17 plus your vehicle's item level to get ahead. Since I am level 9, I would consider my item level to be 9. Would that be true?
That is correct. So yeah, you're able to speed up, no problem. Yep, so when you speed up, you move up in zones immediately, and then you'll also move up in zones when movement comes around, which will be just after all these actions.
Get in the zone.
My
AutoZone.
second action is
Love it.
to engage with this vehicle here.
All right, so one more piloting check for you, and don't forget that -4.
And that one is not as impressive. It is a 28, -4 would be a 24. And in order for me to engage, according to this, it is the DC is equal to KAC of the enemy vehicle.
That is enough to engage. So you are attacking, or right next to attacking, the guy to your right. Now, don't forget that there is a bot standing on top of them, on top of that one riding. And you know what? Let me just put a token over there just so it's clear for everyone.
Right.
All right. You are engaged with them. I hope the wedding is pleasant.
And short.
All right, here we go. So let's see here. The enemies are going, all these racing thugs. And yeah, they look pretty fast. They look pretty badass. The 2 in the back are both going to attempt to speed up. One makes his speed up roll with no problems. The other doesn't make it, but he doesn't make it by more than 5. So he's not going to fall behind or anything. He's just not going to move up in this section. So he is unfortunately staying where he is for this round. The 3 that are up in the second zone, let's do the 2 that are not engaged with Sweet Spot. Let's see, this one is going to make his speed up roll, so he's able to move up next to the truck, and he is also going to take a double action. Would he have made that with the double action? Yes, he would have. And he is going to attempt to engage with the truck. That is a low roll. With the -4, he is actually not going to make it. So this one does not engage with the truck. But he is up in the same zone.
That's right. Back off, you wee rollerblader.
Is there a penalty for failing to engage?
I don't believe there is.
Broken hearts.
The one on your left sweet spot, he is going to try to engage in combat with you. You've already managed to get the one on your right, but this one's going to come over and try to... No, you know what? No. He doesn't. He's not going to do that. You already got one in there. He knows he doesn't need any help. He's going to try to speed up, and he does succeed on that. And this one is going to attempt to engage with the truck. And that is a success, which means that when it comes time, that bot can go ahead and jump in. So, we have 2 vehicles that are currently engaged with the truck with all of you guys. One has already dropped their bot friend off, which was at the end of last episode, and one has the option and ready to do it this time. 2 other ones next in the same zone as the truck are not engaged, and there's one engaged with a sweet spot, and a couple of stragglers hanging in the back there.
How fast are we actually moving right now?
Probably close to about 100 miles an hour.
Okay, so that's faster than I can tank people. Okay.
Fair enough. Because this is Velocitron, after all.
Right, I just want to make sure, because I'm like, hey, if we're only moving 40 miles an hour, I'm like, I'm just going to become a vehicle and fuck these guys up, you know?
Yeah.
But
that would be interesting.
So, just a little bit of observation on my part. The armor class of this thing is 17. Don't evade. There's no point. Everything that will hit us.
Yeah.
So,
it's also probably
either go fast
huge
or
large. It's considered a large vehicle or a huge vehicle.
Crash things, yeah.
Yeah, it's either large or huge. I forget which.
Yeah, your collision damage is like 7d10.
Bear in mind that you will take half of that to your truck as well. You have 90 hit points for your truck, I think.
It's not my truck.
And 8 hardness, yeah. It's going to be funny. I bet Moonraker is like an amazing pilot. Get out of the way! Jesus!
Get out the way! Get out the way, bitch! All right. So that's all of the enemies. They are engaged. They're ready to go. Magnum, you are in charge of this truck. What do you want to do?
Well, theoretically, I have 3 cars to my left. Although abstractly, they may not be considered to my left. I don't know. One is engaged with me already.
Yep, engaged is simply within striking distance.
Yeah.
It can be left or right, in front, behind.
Now, considering how big this thing is, could you engage with like 3 other cars at some point?
Like if you just move sideways to the left, he'd crush 3 of them.
Well,
right?
that's sort of what I'm trying to do. When I'm trying to figure out how to word that. I want to move left and run into as many of these guys on my left as possible. Is engage a standard action?
Yeah, engage is one of your move actions that you can take.
Yeah,
or they just
engage is a move action.
Well, if I was going to try to plow into all the cars on my left, what would I do? Or would I not be able to do 2 of them since I'm not engaged with them?
You can only do it to one at a time, unfortunately.
Well, he's already engaged. He asked for it. All right, let's smack up. Well, I assume I'd have to do a piloting check with all the penalties in the world.
Yep. So let's see here.
Only the -4, because you're not doing multiple, right?
No, I'm not
so when
doing
piloting
multiple.
a vehicle, you can attempt a piloting check. The DC is the enemy vehicle's KAC as it's a standard action to do a ram. To smash into another vehicle that you are engaged with. If you're successful, you will do the collision damage to it and half to yourself. So you give me a piloting check. I have the number you need to beat. And don't forget, you are at a -4 because it's a big, unwieldy truck.
So 19, I think, is what we end up with after the -4.
Oh, that is unfortunate because if you didn't have the -4, that would have worked.
Well, that wasn't. I didn't put the -4 in a dump, did I? hardly my fault.
So sorry, that is not a success, but it was pretty close, though.
Okay. So what actually happens? We just sort of move a little bit, and that's it?
Yep, you just move to the side, nothing else happens. All right, so that was your standard. You can do a move action, and you wouldn't get an additional penalty because it's not considered another maneuver. So you can take a move action if you want, or you can save it for the combat rounds.
I will use my move. Well, I'll save it for the combat rounds because I can't do that right now. So I will just keep this thing moving.
Sounds good to me. So, okay. That is the piloting actions. It took a little while, but you know what? We'll get quicker with it as we go through. That was the first stage of the chase, or the first stage of the chase. Second stage of the chase is movement. So everyone is pretty much is still moving. So we're going. No one is slowing down. No one has failed their movement rolls by more than 5. So everyone moves forward one zone, and everyone keeps pace with each other.
What happens if they fail their roll by more than 5, Mike?
They don't move forward, and they actually end up getting left behind. And if you get left behind like 2 zones, then you're going to be out of this combat.
So it means if I fail successfully, we'll escape.
I think they'd probably slow down if we did too.
All right, so up to our combat round, which means Carapace, as the top of the combat round winner, you get to take your actions. You have a one bot in the truck with you, and you can see one bot on top of the car to your left.
Am I stuck inside, or like, can I see out? Like, what am I actually able to see?
You can see all around. You think of it as like a large bus.
Okay, so, but I mean, if I shoot at the people that are outside, am I going to take a penalty because I have to like blast through the glass, or should I just ignore that?
What's your strength?
19.
Yeah, you can go ahead and just punch through the glass.
Okay, I mean, I also have seismic punch potential, so it's like, okay. Okay.
I'm willing to give that to you.
Beautiful. I am going to allow both Legionnaire and Wild Strike to handle the guy that jumped inside, and I'm going to do a little preventative maintenance. So the 2 cars that are to our left, the ones that are not engaged, they happen to be lined up, as it turns out, and that means I can hit them with things that are lined, which a few of my weapons are.
Turns out the GM was a goof for lining him up for you.
Yeah. I was very, very pleased with that.
Well, they were excited. It's the highway and all.
Yep. So my this is the virgin use of my Decimator Disintegrator Cannon. So do you want me to hit all 4 of them, or should I only aim at the cars that are driving? Because there are both cars and riders, and they're all in the straight line, and I can hit all of them.
Whichever one you want.
Okay, I'll attack all of them. Because why wouldn't I?
Yeah. I don't understand the question. Why wouldn't you want to attack?
Well, there are 2 different levels.
I'm saying,
Yeah.
are you allowing it is effectively what it is. Like, cause I'm aiming for the cars, because if I take out the cars, then the riders are gone as well. But should I be dealing with damage on the riders at all?
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, I don't think you're going to one-shot them. So, yeah, you want to deal damage on all of them.
Oh, you don't think it's going to one-shot them?
I think like the whole like line mechanic in vehicle chases are just like DM fiat at that point, because there's nothing listed for like a rule on that.
Right. Well, I mean, we're at the combat stage now. Like, if things are lined up, then they're lined up. No,
you're right.
Okay, so I make a single attack roll and apply it to all of the targets. Okay.
Do it.
Okay. Okay, 13. That's not a bad start. I will be engaging my combination points to make my blaster mode properly active. And with that, so 13 plus 18 is 31. And this weapon does a sexy 310
4 letters more than just 3d10.
Yeah. 32. 32 acid damage.
And that's for each of them individually, correct?
Correct.
Oof, that is a solid hit.
And my hope is obviously that it would cause one of them to crash and then hopefully crash the next one and so on. Dominoes. Comedy.
Well, here's the thing. They take the damage, but they're not dead. They just keep on going.
Okay, that was fun. That was a nice shot.
Nicely done. I can just imagine this blast of like acidic beam energy just... Also, bear in mind, you're still going at 100 miles an hour. That beam has just cut across a good 300 feet worth of highway.
I mean, that's up to you. If it's instantaneous or not,
That would make driving over that instant pothole difficult for this vehicle and this vehicle now, wouldn't it?
Oh, I see what you're doing there.
Yeah, that's not bad.
All right, Wildstrike, you are up next.
Well worth it.
All right, I'm going to jump off the transport and transform.
There you go.
You turning into a jet while strike?
Yeah.
Cheater. It's a road rage
nice.
event.
Yep.
It means he has to go real slow.
Why would you bring a car to a jet fight?
Who brings a jet to Velocitron? Really?
Mike, since you transformed and are flying, you are now considered a vehicle for this purpose. You still have one standard action that you can do, but you're not going to move until the actual piloting actions come into play.
Until next round, yeah. I figured that much. Yep, I'm going to attack this car in front of us right here.
Do it! Now, because you are yourself and you're not trying to control a vehicle, you are not going to take any penalties for that. That is
double
correct.
cheating! Double cheating!
33.
33 is a hit.
22 sonic damage.
Ooh.
Heard that coming.
What?
You blow out all of the glass on that side of the bus.
Awesome.
Okay. Nothing else, Wildstrike, right?
Nope, that's it.
All right. What was Nico up to anyway? Is he in your pilot seat?
No, he's my gun.
Awesome. Just hanging below the nose cone there?
Yeah.
I love it. All right. So that means it is my guy's turn to do some shit. Let's see here. This fella who is engaged on the left side is going to go ahead and jump into the bus. Denizen, you have not gone yet, so you do not get an attack of opportunity. Carapace, you would, but I don't think you would be in range for him technically.
Well, space-wise, yes, but I'm because the rest of the bus is still intact. I'm guessing I can't hit him when he does that.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that. I just wanted to make sure.
And let's see some attacks here. We got two right up front here. Wildstrike, you just said you know what? Fuck it. I'm not even dealing with this guy. Someone else can.
Yeah.
Against Denizen, we got a 22 to hit.
That's a hit. Of course.
Maybe your AC shouldn't be so friggin' low then,
Well, maybe you should feed me more often.
What?
What?
See? Confusing, isn't it?
You're not wrong.
This is called the Theater of this Absurd Defense.
A total of 17 fire damage for you, Denizen.
Oh, a little singeing of the fur.
Just a little bit of singeing. And the guy on the right, the first one that jumped into the truck, is going to take a shot at Carapace. Going to be a pretty solid hit here. It's going to be a 33. 33.
Does he take a penalty because he's in the vehicle that we're in? Takes a -3?
Not in the vehicle, only when shooting outside the vehicle. You would not take a penalty against him either.
Okay. Is he technically within my range? Is it because he's within my 10-foot, I believe?
I would say high or low good for you.
High?
No, he is not. He is out of range for you.
Then He does his thing.
All right.
Is he in range? Oh, never mind. She hasn't gone yet. And he hits 30. He hits a 32, which, my armor class is a 31, so...
Low damage in this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 12 fire damage. All right. So that is the 2 that are in the truck. And let's see here. The 2 cars that just got shot by you, Carapace. One cannot take a shot because he used up 2 actions. The other does have an action to shoot. He's going to give it a shot, but at a -3 going after you. Actually, no. I mean, you're in the truck. I'm going to say he can't actually shoot at you, Carapace. He will attempt to shoot the truck, though.
Cool.
That is going to be...
No, my beautiful truck. Not.
Let's see. That is going to be a 20, and if I remember right, the KAC of the truck is 17 or something like that.
So I had it.
Yeah, it's pathetic.
I had it there a second ago.
Okay.
Yeah. KAC or EAC?
Actually, it'll be the EAC. It's a shot.
14.
So 14.
Ooh, even worse. All right. So that shot is going to hit. It's going to be 4, 9, 17 damage.
Ouch.
-8 for the hardness.
9 damage. 81.
Give me a moment here while I take some other shots. So here's what's going to happen with the rest of these guys. The 2 that are behind the truck, not the ones that's engaged with Sweet Spot, but the other 2, are both going, the guys on them are both going to take some shots at the bus. One hits, the other misses. So we are going to deal a little bit more damage to that bus. And Matt, it's an additional 12 damage, fire damage coming at the bus. The other one has missed. And Sweet Spot, we got to talk about the guy next to you.
Do we?
Wrong accent.
Yeah. Do we? We don't have to talk about him.
No.
Oh, I think we do.
All right, let's talk about this guy. You're talking about the guy on top of the Transformer that I am currently engaged with, or the Transformer that I am currently engaged with?
I am talking about the rider. So that one is going to take 2 shots at you.
All right.
A 29 and a 22. How's that hit you?
Since it's been a while, considering that I am a vehicle and traveling in a vehicle chase scenario, would you allow me to use mobility for my AC?
And what does mobility do?
When I provoke attacks of opportunity, it will increase my AC by 4. So not for the shots then.
Nah, if it was an attack of opportunity, I'd say sure, but it is not.
All right, so what were those numbers again?
It's going to be a 29 and a 22.
Yeah, 22 is definitely going to miss me. Because my KAC and EAC are both at 24 currently. But the 29 is definitely going to be hitting. Unless, wait a minute, what's this I have? I have an ability. Combat Pilot. How about that? And Combat Pilot states that I get a +4 to piloting when in my alt mode, which I am. But after hit and before damage, I can roll a piloting check to negate the hit. If the piloting check is greater than the hit roll, of course. So 29 is what I'm shooting for?
Do it.
All right. Well, then, here comes my piloting.
And with your 21, that's pretty likely.
Yeah. That's a 30. I do believe that beats a 29.
You pull yourself aside in half a second, and then shot goes wide, and you just right back onto the car.
Well, it's not very nice to shoot at vehicles.
All right, and that is it for all of the thugs over here. Let's go to Moonracer real quick, and Moonracer is going to... She's going to pull out a pistol and take a shot at the dude that's right next to her. She is going to get a 24, which is enough to hit, and he is going to take 12 points of damage. Pew pew. That's Moonracer. Denizen.
Looks like you picked the wrong bus to get on. Fucko. She will...
What'd you call me?
Come here. I'll tell you nice and loud. She will maneuver to get right about there. And she'll attempt to... Did this one try to attack Moonracer at all?
No, that one took a shot at Carapace.
All right, and this one attacked me.
Yep.
Denizen will just move up to this one that attacked her and go to town on that bad boy.
Do it.
All right.
Do it,
That
Denizen.
is a 22 to hit.
That is against KAC, correct?
That would be against KAC.
That is a miss, unfortunately. The dude just hops back. It's a Velocitronian, after all. You know, what do you expect here? Come on.
I would expect the boss to be held a little steadier, Magnum.
What? Hey, we're still on the road, aren't we?
Keep it steady. I'm trying to do combat here.
I was asking. We're still on the road, right?
I'm not asking. I'm telling you.
Somebody give me some feedback here.
I'll not tell you again.
You're doing fine.
Thankfully. Oh, God.
All right. Is that it for Denizen?
Yeah, because she had to take some movement to get up there, right?
Yep.
Then that's it.
Next up is Legionnaire, who is taking on Legionnaire's responsibilities today.
Not it.
I'll take care of it. Legionnaire will move over next to Moonraker. Moonracer. What was I doing? Aren't you guys happy? I'm running.
A ring bond tune.
Yeah, he'll move over, use his move action to use his. Well, he's got to move to her and then use his covered ally action. They don't completely understand, but I can use that as a move action considering his level, I guess. So that's all he can do right now. Covered ally, is that a feat or?
It's a soldier ability. Until your next turn, whenever that ally is attacked, if you are still adjacent to them, the attack is resolved against you.
All right. And that's what he'll do.
All right.
Stick with her. That's his job.
And the next round, he'll be able to do that and attack. So, yeah.
All right. So that is it for Legionnaire. Matt, don't go anywhere because Magnum is up next.
All right. So first thing he'll do is transform as his move action into a little bitty building.
Don't forget, you only have one move action because you used the standard to do the
That's all he's doing. He's moving. But I can do a free action, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So he is going to use a Headmaster ability called Ultimate Versatility. Spend 2 resolve points and get the skill focus piloting as a bonus feat. Give me +3 to pilot and to give me a snowball's chance of making this check.
Look at you go. And did I just hear you right? You said you're going to transform and have and pilot it with, what are you doing?
A little building. Zagreus is going to put him on the dashboard so he can see out the window.
That's awesome.
And plug him into the cigarette lighter. So let me get my icon here because the building driving the buses.
All right, we need some fan art.
That's awesome.
An outside view of the bus looking into the window with a little building on the dashboard and Pythagoras' little hands like on the steering wheel.
Don't forget the hat on the building.
That's awesome. Got it.
You never failed to disappoint there, Matt.
All right, Pythagoras is gonna, I guess, hold on the window, and he will fire his mass displacement gun at one of the cars in the back, in the same zone.
I was gonna say, wouldn't it be amazing if you could force bots to transform? So, like, while they're driving, also just like...
This is almost going to be as good if it works.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
One of the cars that's driving is going to become 2 size categories smaller. DC 18 fortitude save.
DC 18 fortitude save, huh? All right, what do we got for fortitude here? Not a bad fortitude. I got a +7 here, so that's not too bad. And I rolled a 16, so I got a 23 on my save. So, unfortunately, I do make it, but it is pretty amazing. Keep at it. You'll eventually get one of them.
And I think that's his standard. And he'll use that. I guess it's probably the move action. He's not going anywhere.
Oh, man. All right. Wow. What a turn one. Round 2. Let's start off with the vehicle piloting actions. So, Carapace, you are not taking a piloting action. Sweet Spot, you are.
Yes. Yes, I am. All right. I'm already engaged with this guy, right? He didn't break off?
Correct. You just turned your wheel and just made a quick little gap, so the shot went wide.
All right.
You are still engaged.
Still engaged. Well, then.
He did not break off his engagement.
You are going to love this. Along the lines of what Matt just attempted, and inspired by Ant-Man, and my own mass shift feats, multiple, I'm going to make myself tiny, drive under the car, and then as a ram action, I will make myself huge.
That's awesome.
And launch him and his rider up into the air.
What are you doing? Why are you trying to make me respect you?
What do you mean, cool. Make you? You mean you didn't respect me before?
This is Sweet Spot. Of course you respect him. You got in his head. You know how he thinks.
Yeah, he doesn't need to know that, though.
Yes. Carapace will never admit it out loud in public at about 100 miles an hour. Yeah. But when we stop, I do expect a word or two.
That's awesome.
All right, so I guess I'll just move my guy over here to be ready for the because the collision will actually happen in combat phase.
Correct. Wild Strike and Nyko.
Yeah, I'm going to drop back.
You're going to slow down. Interesting. Yep. Okay.
Watch out for flying cars. They come into my zone now.
All right, simple enough. Just it actually doesn't take a check to slow down. You just slow down, and when we resolve movement, you will be moving backwards. All right.
Oh my God! Just before I do my thing, yell pull.
And for the enemies, let's start with the ones in the back over here. He is going to want to move forward. He got a natty 20 on his speed up roll, so he is definitely going to speed up. And the one that is in the same zone as Sweet Spot, he is going to attempt the same thing. Got himself a 25, and my speed up DC is exactly 25. All right, made that. So this one is going to pull up front over here. And we'll hold on for combat actions with him to maybe shoot at someone in the driver's seat. Why not, right? Let's see, the other two, the ones that are next to, or not next to, but to the left of Carapace, they learned their lesson. They're going to try and engage with the truck. So this one is going to pull over, got a 25, more than enough to deal with that. And the other one is going to also engage with a 28, more than enough. The other two that are left over up there are going to... Actually, you know what? I think one of them is going to try and speed up. So this one is going to disengage. That actually is an action, isn't it? Yeah, you know what? They'll do a double maneuver. Why not? He's going to try and disengage, which he makes with a 21, and with the penalty, that was actually really close. So he does disengage and attempts to speed up. However, he does not make the DC to speed up. So he is disengaged, but he is not moving forward. And this one is still there. He is going to stay put. Okay, that is all my movements. The only one that has made a double move or a double maneuver is this guy here, and I'm going to make a quick little marker on him. All the rest have an action for combat ready to go. Okay. Moonracer is not taking any piloting actions, nor is Denizen, nor is Legionnaire, which means Magnum, you have the piloting options for your truck.
All right, let's smack. I can. Ironically, even though there's 3 of them up against me, I can only attack one. I can only ram one, right?
Unfortunately, that is the way the rules work.
It's rather surreal, frankly. So we got a piloting of 21 to smack the guy in the middle who's still standing on the car in the middle left of the bus. There's three people who can't see it. There's 3 cars right up against the left side of the bus. The lower 2 have guys standing on top of them. I'm going to do the top one with the guy still standing on top of them, so the middle one between the 2 others.
Unfortunately, that is just not enough. Did you take the penalty already?
I did.
Yeah.
Let's try to keep pace now, shall we? Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Not gonna be good, I'll tell you that. Oh wow, this is gonna be bad in an incredible way.
Oh God, what'd you get?
Let's see. 5. Our piloting check is 5 to keep driving straight.
Oh boy.
Guys,
I don't know about you, but I'm starting to feel like a little fucking car on a big fucking road.
Your mama must be damn proud of you, boy.
I found the windshield wipers, guys. However, I lost the steering wheel.
Are you glad someone got that reference?
Yes, I am. Thank you so much.
All right, so this is going to be interesting.
Woo!
So
I think the word you're looking for was deadly.
Actually, this is perfect. The bus flipping is a perfect end for an episode, so that's great.
So much carnage.
Carnage.
All right, so with that failure to keep pace, the truck starts falling behind, and the other cars start pulling forward and actually pull away from the bus. So you've actually managed to clear all the engagements. So good on you, I suppose.
Guys, I failed successfully.
Yeah, and Wild Strike, you chose to intentionally slow down, so you're going to be shooting down past all this. So
Yep.
You're off in the middle of nowhere here, kind of by yourself.
No, wouldn't? No, they mean he doesn't. He would be up. He would technically be up at the upper zone with all those dudes because I slowed down, but he didn't. So he would slow down to be even with the bus.
He slowed. Actually, no, you're right. You would you're right. Wild Strike, you would actually be level with the bus because you slowed down along with Magnum. Because if you did it intentionally.
Yeah, we didn't double slow down.
Right.
My bad piloting check was so bad it had an area of effect.
Now,
Well,
why are you
like,
putting
oh my
me all the way
God.
up there?
Because no, that's right. You would just move forward.
I was in the zone behind him, so now
Yes.
we're in the same.
You move forward. Okay, we're good. Yeah. All right. That was confusing.
Well, it's not going to be the only time.
And the one in front of you, Sweet Spot, he attempted to speed up, but he failed completely, so he does not actually move forward.
So as my very next action, I am going to attempt to miss the cars in front of me. So when I fail that, this seems to be working well.
All right. Okay, so all the movement's been taken care of, and Carapace, we are into the combat rounds for you. They are all in front of you right now, and I don't think you really have a shot on any of those ones.
Well, there is this.
I mean, that's fine.
There is a ceiling you can
inside.
push. You can bust a hole in the ceiling, climb on top.
No, they came in through the side. They're going out through the sides. So, I mean, I'm just going to move up because apparently they're not in my reach, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So I will move up a square or until I have I can hit them. Is that close enough?
That's close
Okay,
enough.
so that's my move action. And then I will seismic punch one of them.
Any preference?
The one that's to the right, so it will protect Moonracer.
All right.
And that is a 28 to hit.
That's a hit.
Okay, and we do whopping this. So 7 plus 22, so that's 31 damage, and he flies 15 feet out.
You're punching him outwards?
Yes. Hopefully
Nice.
to be run over by one of his own compatriots, you know?
All right, sounds good to me.
Yeah, 'cause
Sweet
it's 18
spot.
plus 4. Yeah.
Yes.
Sweet spot, we come to you.
All right. The plan is the same, although I don't think I can complete a collision action because we're no longer engaged. But I will upscale myself to huge, and I'm probably just gonna launch him off without any collision damage from the hit.
You're still engaged because you were engaged before and you didn't break, and both of you moved forward, so you're still engaged.
Okay. Then collision it is.
Do it.
Yeah. All right. All right. That is a 23. The hit is the vehicle's hit.
That is enough.
You're gonna be huge.
Yeah, I'm gonna be huge.
Can you guys? I'm doing.
Like
I've been doing,
I'm not already.
All right. I was hoping. That's large.
I'm kind of a big dude around here.
We need to be.
But when
He's
I do
actual
this-
size, but he seems much bigger to me. Cars may look distant in the rear view mirror,
but their actual size when their speed spot.
as they drive away.
Hits remarkably well, actually.
What's your damage, dude?
21 points of damage, and I would normally be taking half of that, which would be 10. But because I'm a collision specialist feat, I will be taking half of that, 5.
All right. Well, just as you suspect their sweet spot, you size yourself up. Boom! The car goes flipping around behind you. The guy on it goes flying off. I'm going to give him a quick acrobatics check to see if he can hold on to the bus. And nope, he does not. So he is going to go flying as well.
Zoom!
He pops up, he rolls head over heels, and the car flips on its back and skids to a halt. And with that, we'll see you next time.
Nice. Good job,
From the
man.
secret files of Teletran 1, Empire of Rust is written and GM'd by Michael Ordway. Headmaster Magnum and his partner Pythagoras are played by Matthew G. Candidate Sweet Spot, representative of Velocitron, is played by Adam H.U. The Decepticon warrior Wild Strike and his partner Nyko are played by Mike M. And Carapace, the beast soldier of primitive Eucharis, is played by Patrick Finn. Additional characters are played by Michael and Cassandra Ordway. Empire of Rust is supported by the humans and networks of planet Earth, whose online networks provide access to libraries of sound effects and music, such as Storyblocks, Zasplat, Blue Zone, and Dark Fantasy Studios. We are distributed by the Transmissions Podcast Network. Stay up to date with all the latest news and reviews in the world of the Transformers by going to transmissionspodcast.com or searching for the Transmissions in your podcast app of choice. You can communicate with the heroes of Iacon by joining us on the Transmissions Discord channel. There you can discuss episodes, talk to the cast, and download the rule set used in the Empire of Rust. Teletran 1, signing off.